Okay, well, welcome to today's English lesson, Edgar. Today is Thursday. We already are in June, to 2nd June. And so we're gonna continue with our English lessons. Well, do you remember what we learned in our previous lesson?
Yeah, I'm I learning I learned the the structure that we can use when we talk about responding suggestions. For example, when can we use I guess? Um, this option we use when we are not sure about something. Um, what else? Yeah, we learned some expression to respond to someone's suggestions. Um, Also, we can review some options for a positive suggestions and negative. Um, well, another phrases when you can use accepting suggestions and refusing suggestions. And finally, we check new words with the verb, noun, and adjective with select and register.
Exactly. Well, that was a good explanation of what we have learned so far. Well, you remember basically everything that we learned in the previous lessons. As you mentioned, we were talking about suggestions, and we also learned the structure and different modal verbs that we can use when we want to give suggestions and we want to give advice to other people. And as you mentioned, we also learned some phrases to refuse and to accept suggestions. As well, we learned how to use the expressions, I guess. Well, that was kind of like a quick review of what we have learned so far. Well, so far, do you have any questions with this, or is it all clear?
It's okay.
Okay. So, well, these were the expressions that we learned. I want to do a quick review of these expressions because we're going to use it in the next activity. So, well, these were the accepting suggestions expressions that I mentioned in the previous lesson. And do you have any questions with this about vocabulary or something like that?
No, no, I don't have it.
Okay. And these were the refusing suggestions, expressions that we learned in the previous lesson. Okay, so any questions with this?
No questions with that.
Okay, so then we're gonna continue with activity. And well, with these words, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's continue then with the activity. Well, this activity is kind of like a role play. Do you know what is a role play?
When you have a different profile.
Yeah, maybe. A role play is an activity that you usually do with a partner. It means that you have to do it in a couple. For example, I'm going to start. It's kind of like a conversation. I give you a topic, and you have to talk about that topic. Okay, with the other classmate or partner. Okay.
Okay.
Well, so this activity was meant to be for you to do it with your other classmates, but they didn't attend today. So I'm gonna do it with you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here we have different scenarios or different topics to talk about traveling, and we also have topics about advice. Okay, which one do you want to start with advice or with traveling?
Let's try with traveling first. please.
Traveling, okay. Okay, so here, as I mentioned, have different topics. Well, I think Alejandro just joined to the lesson. Okay, good morning, Alejandro.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
That's nice. I'm also fine, thank you so much. Well, I was talking to Edgar about what we have learned so far. Do you have any questions about it?
I think no.
No? Okay, well, do you remember what we learned in the previous lesson, the topic?
So.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned, we were talking about suggestions, and we also learned the structure of how to formulate suggestions to give to someone else. And also in the previous lesson, we learned some expressions to accept and to refuse suggestions. Okay, so let me show you this. These were the expressions that we learned that day. Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember now.
Okay, so we're gonna use these expressions in this activity. Well, so I was telling Edgar that in this activity, we're gonna do a role play, and a role play is an activity for you to practice your speaking. In this case, you're gonna do it with Edgar. So I have different topics about traveling. Okay, and what you have to do in this activity is that you have to start a conversation with your classmate, in this case with Edgar. So do you have any questions of how to do this activity?
No.
Alejandro?
No, I don't have questions.
No? Edgar, any questions?
No, sir, I don't have it.
Okay, so let's start with traveling then. Let me choose one, or do you want to choose one?
Whatever you want.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so let me check. Okay, so let's start with this one, okay? And here it says, you have arrived at your destination and are waiting at customs. You can find your passport. Talk to custom control. Maybe somebody stole it. Okay? Any questions with this topic or with this situation?
No.
Okay, Edgar, and sorry, Alejandro?
No.
Okay, you can start talking about this situation. One can be the person who lost his passport, and the other one can be the person who works in the customs country. Okay, so who wants to be the person who works in the customs country?
I could try with customs control.
Okay, you can be the custom control, and Alejandro is going to be the person who lost his passport. Okay, so you can start talking about this. You can do it in a minute or in 2 minutes. If you have any questions with vocabulary, you can tell me and I'll help you with it. Okay?
We only talk, right? Or we need to write the script or something like that?
Do you need some time to write the script or to practice?
No, that's my question. I don't know if we need to
No. In this case,
write or just only the conversation.
Okay, and since we are practicing speaking, it's not necessary for you to write the conversation. You can try speaking right now in the moment. Let's pretend that it's a real situation and you are facing it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. You can start right now, or do you need some minutes?
I'm okay. I'm not sure if I'll want some minutes.
No, I think it's okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
you can start. Okay,
Okay.
You can start first. Alejandro can start saying the other person that he lost his passport, and Edgar continues with the conversation.
Okay. Hi, Edgar. Good morning. I have a problem because I think I lost my passport.
Sorry to hear that. But unfortunately, I can give you the access because if you don't have the passport, you can enter. So I'm not sure if we can have a solution or we can help with this situation.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the information. Do you know if exists a method to report this situation? Maybe someone find the passport? I don't know.
I guess there are a place, probably in your embassy, you can make a call. Probably they will tell you what can you do. If they provide a new passport or something like that.
Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, have you finished?
I think
Yeah.
Okay, that was a nice conversation between these two people, between the customs control person and the person who lost his passport. Well, you start really good with the conversation. As a normal conversation, Alejandro started with good morning, hi, with the greeting, and Edgar continue responding that greeting. Okay, and you find a solution. In this case, Edgar suggested to Ale that he probably needs to go to a specific area to report his lost passport. Okay, any questions with vocabulary?
No.
No.
Okay, there was a part in this conversation that you mentioned. In this case, you were mentioning, let me write it in the chat. For example, Edgar mentioned, can you find your passport? Okay, in this case, you are telling Alejandro a question. You are asking Alejandro a question. But I think you meant to say like a suggestion, right?
Right.
Okay, in this case, we don't ask a question. In this case, we only say, this. You can find your passport there. Because if you start with can, we are talking about a question. But in this case, we don't want to ask Alejandro a question. We want to give him a suggestion. You can find your passport there. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. In the case of Alex, he mentioned this. Let me write it in the chat. Okay, he asked Edgar this question. You know if exists a solution? But in this case, the right question to ask to Edgar would be, okay, do you know if there exists a solution? If we can, in this case, we cannot omit the word there because the question would not have a meaning. You know if exists a solution, the person would probably understand what you want to say. But in this case, the right question would be, do you know if there exists a solution? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's continue then. So please can you choose another topic to practice? Alejandro, can you please choose another topic? Which one do you want to try?
Yes, I'm reading the conversations.
Can you repeat, please?
I'm reading the conversation.
Are you reading the conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you scroll down, please?
Which number? Which one?
Can you scroll down?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you scroll down again, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think the last.
Okay, this one?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. And here it says, your flight is delayed. The woman sitting next to you at the airport is very annoying and is asking a lot of questions. You don't feel like talking. Okay, it's a real scenario. And here, do you have any questions with this situation? Edgar, Alejandro?
No.
Okay, so here we also have two people. One can be the woman who is, or the man who is asking a lot of questions, and the other person is the person who doesn't feel like talking. Okay, so you can start with this conversation. It's the same as in the previous one. In case you have any questions with vocabulary, you can tell me. Okay, so you can start with this activity, please. Well,
Okay.
okay. Who wants to be the person who is asking questions?
I will try with the woman.
The woman. Okay, that's right. And Alex can be the person who doesn't want to talk. Okay, so you can start, guys.
Okay. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Hi, good morning. Not bad. And you?
Well, it's very nice to talk with a handsome man, and I want to talk with you whatever you want. Where will you go today?
I will traveling to I don't know, Peru. And you?
I'm not a specific plan, but if you allow me, I can go with you if you don't have problem.
I don't think that is a great idea.
Why no?
Because I have a plan with my family.
You don't have to care about that. It's only a good day. Look the eyes. The sky is very beautiful, so we will appreciate this day with you.
I don't know, I guess maybe you can go with me in another occasion.
I don't know. I guess we could go a romantic place. And hanging out with fun things to do together.
No, I don't think. I prefer trying to relax during the flight.
Why not? I would like to stay with you.
I don't have more ideas.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Uh,
Okay, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, well, that was a nice conversation between the two of you. You did really great in this situation. You start asking lots of questions to Alex, and Alex was refusing your suggestions. Okay, he used different expressions like "I don't think it's a good idea," "I don't feel like." Okay, do you know this expression? Feel like.
Is don't be comfortable with that.
Okay, feel like. It's
you don't want.
exactly. Ok, sorry. Podríamos decir que me siento con ganas de, o if we would say don't feel like, no me siento con ganas de hacer algo. Okay, in this case, Alex was saying this person that he doesn't feel like spending time with this woman. So, and Edgar keep asking suggestions to this person. Well, in this case, well, good morning, Benjamin. Don't worry, it's okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, Benjamin, we are doing an activity, a speaking activity with your classmates about different situations of the topic travel. Okay, so I think you can participate right now because you have troubles with your microphone. Is that right? Okay, well, so if you have any questions about this activity, feel free to ask them, okay? And I'll be here to help you with it. Okay, so in this case, Edgar mentioned this question. or ask this question? Where do you go? Okay, where do you go? Do you remember this question, Edgar, that you asked?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a correct question. You can ask this question, but there is kind of like a more informal question that you can ask to the other person. In this case, when you're traveling, you can say, or you can ask this question: where are you heading to? Where are you heading to? That also means where do you go? But you can ask this question in an informal way. Where are you heading to? ¿A dónde te estás dirigiendo? ¿O a dónde estás yendo en este caso? Okay. For example, Alex mencionó, when Edgar asked this question, where do you go? He answered, I will go to Tulum. Do you remember this sentence, Alejandro?
Yes.
Yes, okay. In this case, since Edgar asked you, where do you go? It's important that you ask, or it's more preferent that you respond with a present sentence. In this case, you can say, I'm going to Tulum, because it's a plan that you have already planned, okay? But if you say, I will go to Tulum, it means that you are not sure if you want to go to Tulum. It's a plan, but you haven't decided when you're gonna do it. In this case, it's more appropriate to use a present sentence. In this case, you can say, I'm going to Tulum, instead of I will go to Tulum. Okay, is that okay, Alejandro?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, do you know the difference between will and going to?
Yeah. Will is from future and going to is an action that you are in the moment, maybe.
Exactly. Well, both tenses are for future, to talk about for future. But as I mentioned, will is for future or for plans that are not sure. Okay, that plans that you are not sure if you are gonna do them. And we use going to for plans that are sure, that we are sure that we're gonna do. In this case, if you say I'm going to Tulum, that means that you are sure or you have already planned going there. Okay, any questions so far? Benjamin? Okay, Benjamin, do you have any questions? Okay, well, Benjamin, if you have any questions, you can write them here in the chat and I will help you with it. So let's now do this new topic, advice. And since we are talking about suggestions and advice, I think it's good that we practice with these situations. Okay. Okay, Benjamin, thank you. Well, here we have these different situations. And what you have to do here is the same. You have to practice with your partner. You have to talk with your partner about these different situations. For example, here we have this new topic. Okay, we are running out of time. Can you join to the same link again, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. See you in a bit. Well, as I was telling you, here we have different situations, and we're gonna start doing the first one. Okay, and the first one is a situation, and what you have to do here is to give advice to your, in this case, your friend. Well, here we have this situation. Your friend is getting very drunk at the party. Tell her or tell him not to drink so much. Any questions with this situation? No? Any questions with vocabulary?
No, no, no.
Okay, so let's start then with, in this case, only with Edgar and with Alex. So one is going to be the friend that gives advice to the other person, and one is going to be the friend that is drinking too much at the party. Okay, so who wants to be the friends? The friend who gives advice to the other person.
Uh, I will be the suggester person.
Okay, the person who suggests. Okay, excellent. And Alex will be the person who is drinking too much. Okay, so this is a situation, just a fake situation, but it's important for you to practice and to give suggestions. Okay, so you can start with this conversation, guys.
Okay. Hey Edgar, how are you?
Edgar, I think your microphone is off.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
Uh, well, listen, Alex, you, you don't look very well, so you are so drunk. You have to to pick it up a cab because it's too dangerous if you stay here right now. Also, if you drive at this moment, probably you will have an accident. So you must to call a cab.
No, I feel so good. We can stay in the party more time.
It's not sure. Please say be safe. It's not safe that action.
It's okay. Maybe you can drink more with me and you will feel better.
Okay, we have to drink more beer.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's all.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for this conversation. You did it great. Well, in this case, you used different suggestions. Edgar suggested Alejandro different actions that he can do to stop drinking too much. For example, Edgar suggested, why don't you go home right now? Okay, that's a suggestion. ¿Por qué no te vas a casa ahora? You also used, you should stop drinking too much. Okay, that was a nice suggestion too. Okay, and Alex also was refusing, using expressions to refuse Edgar's suggestions. For example, he used, it's okay, but I think I'm fine. Okay, it's okay, but I think I'm fine. Or, and he also suggested, Edgar, why don't you drink more with me? Okay, that was a nice suggestion, though. Okay, so do you have any question with it?
No.
No.
Okay, so let's continue then. And Benjamin, do you have any questions? Okay, so let's continue then with another situation. Okay, so let's do the second one. Or do you want to choose, in this case, another one?
It's okay.
It's okay. So let's do the second one. This situation says, your friend wants to get married. You think he's too young. Tell him what you think he ought to do. Okay? Any question with this? Do you remember this word, ought to?
No.
No? Okay, so we review this, or we learned this word in the previous lesson. So it's a modal verb. So we can use this modal verb, but it has a low intensity. It's the word that has the less intensity in the modal verbs. Okay, it's like should, but it doesn't have too much meaning. Okay, deberías. Es algo que si lo hacemos, o si no lo hacemos, no pasa nada. Okay? Or do you want to review this again?
It's fine. It's okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
so in this case it says, tu amigo se va a casar o quiere casarse, pero tú piensas que es muy joven o demasiado joven. Dile qué es lo que él debería hacer. Debería. Okay, so one is going to be the friend who wants to get married, and the other one is going to be the friend who gives him suggestions. Okay, so who wants to be the friend who wants to get married?
I want to be the friend that will be married. Get married.
Okay, do you want to be the friend who wants to get married? That's okay. And in this case, Alex is going to be the person who suggested Edgar. Okay, so you can start them. So Edgar can start with the conversation.
Yeah. Alex, as you know, next month I will get married with Susan. So I want to that you be there in the ceremony. So I'm so excited to get married with Susan.
Oh, really? I guess it's too early to get married. You are so young. Maybe you can wait and use the time for traveling, learning, and do something to grow up.
I'm not sure because I'm falling in love. So Susan right now it's my life, my world. So I can wait any second to stay with her.
Maybe you can talk with her and trying to explain that you can knowing more maybe in the future that's a better idea.
What a bad idea. Susan will be annoyed if I suggest that things.
Well, maybe you need more time to think about this.
I would like to, but you know, when you are love for this person to be the indicate person, it's complicated, you know.
Well, it's okay if you think that it's a good idea.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys. Okay, you did it great in this situation. You were also, well, in this case, Alex was giving advice to Edgar, but he was refusing those advice because he thinks that he's deeply in love with this person, with Susan, in this case. So he was using different expressions to refuse Alex's suggestion. Okay, so far, do you have any questions?
No, Jose.
No.
Okay, so in this case, when Alex told you, Edgar, that you need to wait till you get a little bit older to get married, you said she will be. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay, the sentence is correct, but in this case, annoyed is not the correct word to use in this case, because annoyed is when someone is constantly doing something that don't like. For example, es, como decir en español, es alguien molestoso, alguien que siempre está haciendo cosas que no te gustan. But in this case, you can use the word
Disgusting?
disgusting. She will be angry with.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because if you say disgusting, es como que algo, something that you don't like. Okay?
Okay.
Like, if you say that's disgusting, es como decir en español. Sonaría un poco feo, pero me da asco.
Sí.
Okay? So the correct sentence that you can say in this case is she will be angry.
Okay,
or
thank you, Jose.
You can say this, she will get mad. Igual es como decir she will be angry. Okay,
Entonces,
so,
cuando usamos get mad, no es como está loca o algo así.
Más o menos podríamos decir, pero un poquito más que angry. Okay.
Okay,
Igual,
okay.
Sí, es como un poco más fuerte que decir be angry. Be angry es estar molesto y get mad es, sí, como estar un poco loco, pero loco de molesto. Un poco más fuerte que be angry. Okay.
Thank you, Jose.
You're welcome. Alex, Benjamin, any questions?
No.
So I think we have time to do one more role play. So let's choose the last one. Okay, let's do this. Your friend is always in need of money. Tell him what he needs to do to get his financial problems under control. Okay, so in this case, one is going to be the friend who is suggesting the other person, and the other one is going to be the person who always spends all his money. So who wants to be the person who suggests in this case?
I want to be the person that will suggest.
Okay, that suggests. So Alex is going to be the person who has this problem, financial problems. So you can start, guys.
Okay, Alex. As you can see, your financial statement is not very held very well. So you will become a organized person, and obviously you must spend only the save that you can sorry, I don't remember the word to the como solo puedes usar el dinero que está en tus posibilidades. Se me fue el verbo. Sorry. Well, you have to be careful with your expensive purchases. So if you don't pay attention with this stuff, probably you will never have savings. So please fix this problem.
Here we are. I think that's a great idea, but if I do this, maybe I can't continue going to Paris, traveling, and having a lot of fun.
I understand you, but I think it's a bad idea. You will make a good decision for this one.
Thanks. I will consider it.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for this conversation. You did it great. Well, in this case, Edgar was asking this question on how to say that you can, no puedes gastar más de lo que ganas, right? Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay, you can say it. You can spend more than you earn. Okay, no puedes gastar más de lo que ganas. Literally.
Yeah, I didn't remember the verb error. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Earn. Okay, so this is the phrase or sentence that you can use in this situation. You can spend more than you earn. Okay, so any questions with this situation about vocabulary or something like that related to it? Alex, Edgar, or Benjamin?
Also for thank you.
No.
Okay, so Benjamin, any questions? We only have 3 minutes left before we finish with today's lesson. Okay. So, well, in today's lessons, we only practice with these role plays. The purpose of this lesson was for you to practice your speaking skills and to apply what we have learned so far about giving advice and giving suggestions to other people, and also to use the different expressions that we have learned. For example, accepting suggestions and refusing suggestions. Okay, as you can see, these role plays and these situations are situations that can happen in real life. So these are real life situations. And now I think you're ready to apply this conversation or this different information that you have learned in real life situations. Okay, so before I finish with today's lesson, I would like to remember that you continue answering your activities or doing your activities on the Recloud platform. Okay, have you been doing your activities?
Yes, I
Yes.
will do.
Okay, Alex and Benjamin.
Can you repeat me again, please?
Okay, so have you done your activities on the Recloud platform?
Not all, but we'll finish maybe tomorrow.
Okay, that's okay. You can do it during the day or tomorrow. Okay, so Benjamin, have you done your activities on the Recloud platform? Okay, thank you so much, Benjamin. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here today. That will be it for today's lesson. I hope you have learned something really nice about the English language, and I'll see you next week with another topic. Thank you very much,
See you.
Benjamin, Edgar, and Alex. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
See
Have
you. Have a
a
nice day.
good weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.